Building out a sales funnel in itself can be quite complicated. You've got upsells, downsells, you've got the email sequence that have to be in place, all the little bits and bobs that you need to make a sales funnel successful. Now, this is the selling part, but what do you do with the process behind the scenes? The process that your ideal client don't see, the deliverable that gets sent off to them, the email sequence that you put in place that they can have their email sent to them every day or every week, etc. So that is called a workflow. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to build out a workflow in Go High Level, but I'm also going to dive in a few steps back so you can understand how this gets put in place by literally mapping out your process. My name is Jo Nicholson and welcome to my channel. This channel is about helping you to provide you with tips and tricks to grow your mindset, your habits, and then obviously also your business. And in this video, we are going to do this because this is about growing your business. And what better way to do that to put everything on automation so you've got more time for other things in your life. Before I share my screen with you, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and the bell notification for more videos like this in future. All right, so with the screen share that I'm going to do for you now, the very first thing that I'm going to show you is my screen. And that is the Funnelytics software that I use to build out basically the flow of how this is going to work. This is one that I've done for a client just recently. And this is, for example, all the traffic that's going to go potentially to her landing page. Now, this is the concept. She's got a little tripwire funnel, then it's an order page, then it's an upsell to a membership, and then they get access to the membership. If they don't want a tripwire funnel, just before you leave, then it pops up a block to say, hey, before you go, there's the something free thing. And they're just going to give her 3 things away. And this is where they can download it or get access to it. And then the email sequence for that. So now you're looking at 2 different email sequences. One when they actually bought the tripwire funnel and another when they haven't bought anything. And then obviously here, when it comes to the upsell, and specifically for her, because she's going to do a membership, she's not doing any high ticket upsells. It's specifically a membership that she's growing with this funnel. And with this membership, it's also going to have its own email sequence that comes after the login details. And that is literally how we're going to map this out. So now let's go to my next screen. This screen that I'm sharing with you, this is the Go High Level screen. This is within Go High Level and it's under automation. And with automation, you can start from scratch. Now, this picture that you've just seen that I've built out in Funnelytics, this is what we're going to put and implement in here. I'm not going to do everything in detail. I'm just going to show you how this works, because if I go into detail, this video is going to become long because this is about an hour process to build this out effectively. So let's start with creating a new workflow. And by creating a new workflow, basically what you do is you're going to implement the automation process. So we're going to start a new trigger. And within a new trigger, you're going to say, well, it is a CRM. It's going to go into your CRM. I mean, you can connect your Shopify, your Facebook as well. But specifically here, this is for the funnel. This is your CRM. And we obviously want to name the trigger. So we're going to say, let's say let's say here, $7 funnel. Okay, opt-in or whatever you want to call it. Then after that, you say what it is. So if they're actually buying something, it's going to be an order form. But with what we've done with that funnel specifically, they had to put in their name and their email, and then it upsells them, or not up, then it opens up the next phase of the order form. And the reason we do it like that is because then you don't actually lose a lead if they have to complete the form altogether by themselves. So let's say form submitted, then you add a filter. With the filter, you choose what it is, the form is, and I'm just going to say basic opt-in form for now. This is just my tutorial account, by the way, so I've got little bits and bobs going on here for videos like this. And then you can say save the trigger. Now, the reason why it's a trigger, it's exactly what it is. It triggers this event from kicking off. So the event that we created is the $7 funnel. It's a $7 purchase that they're making. It could be a mini course. It could be a book. It could be whatever it is. But that is the actual thing that is triggering this funnel. Now, the next thing, what's going to happen next? So you can also put that as part. You can add another workflow trigger, and the other trigger could be like the opt-in form. It could be a birth. It could be, you can just go down here and see all the different things. It could be a task. It could be a membership access. It can be whatever it is in your funnel that is triggering this event from kicking off. Okay. Then the next thing that you're going to do, looking back at your tripwire funnel, what is the thing that's going to happen next? Well, they have to fill in an order page, which is basically the submit form that we've just done. So what's the next option? They need to get an email sequence. So let's go and send them an email. So it's very simple with how Go High Level has pulled it out, because you can have your email put in here manually, or even better, you can go to your email templates and you can select new template, for example, here, and it just pulls everything in. And you can even put an attachment if you want as well. And then all of it is in there and you don't have to worry much. And then you just say save. And that's why it's always best when you start your workflow, as soon as you've got all of these things, make sure your email sequence is in place. Make sure you've written it so you can just literally pull it in. And then what next thing you want to do is you want to say, wait a day. So you wait maybe 1 day, and then this is then when they get their next email. So now you say plus, now they've waited a day, let's send the next email. And then the next email is just, again, for the template sake, they have the next email coming off. And I would recommend that you number the things proper. So if it's email 1 and then the next one is email 2, or however you want to call it, and etc. etc. So this is now the one thing that you can add, and you can get all fancy with this, or you don't have to. You can add an SMS service, you can add a voicemail service, you can add a messenger service, you can DM them on Instagram if you've got your Instagram connected. There is an incredible amount of things that you can do within this workflow, but it all works out on this that you have drawn out. So don't come in here, and this is my strong recommendation, don't come and build out your workflow if you don't have your things in place, because you're going to end up not finishing your workflow. So make sure you've got your email sequence in place. Make sure you've got all your accounts connected that you want to connect. Make sure that you actually have the system drawn out. Where are they going to get this free thing? Are they going to get it from giving them access to a grant offer? Which is literally, we don't have anything here, which is literally giving them access to your memberships. So if you have a membership set up in Go High Level, which is really amazing, you just drag it there, you just set it here. So once they've paid, so the trigger is once they've paid, you can give them access to this offer without having to do extra funny, crazy things. It's all part of the same workflow and the same process. And obviously, depending on the amount of triggers and the different things, like if you want to connect like 3 or 4 different calendars, that's going to be 3 or 4 different workflows. So you need to be smart about how you lay things out. You don't want to overcomplicate the same process either. And that's literally it. You can go from giving them their $7 free thing, which could be a membership offer, to all the way down to keeping in touch with them for the next 3 months. When you add your emails as well, the other thing that you can do is you can create a campaign outside of the workflow for your emails to go off. If it's a brand new campaign, or you start a brand new workflow for that, where you can remove them from this specific workflow and you can add them to another workflow, which you will see the offers or the options over here as well. And obviously also very important is to add a contact tag. That is important because then you make sure that they are within your ecosystem. So if this is your $7 offer, you call it a $7 offer, and you can also remove that contact tag and add another tag, etc. So there's a lot that you can do within a workflow. I do love Go High Level. It is really, really awesome. And once you've built out everything that you want to build out, you make sure that you've got your process in place, etc. Remember, go back to your drawing. Then you go ahead and you push the publish button and you save this workflow. So I'm not going to save it now. It doesn't really matter. I've got nothing linked to this specific account, but there you go. And then it is saved. And then obviously you just go through your funnel and you test it. You push the buttons and you take out your credit card, you buy from yourself or your client or whatever that looks like. And you test the workflow process to make sure it's all in place. And that's the best way, obviously, to test it. And you can see the settings, you can see the history, etc. So it is really good. I do highly recommend it. Also, if you sign up with me with Go High Level, I'll give you all my templates and weekly calls that you can actually build out your funnels. And if you have an agency set up, then I can most definitely help you with that as well. And I will see you guys in the next video. And please do not forget to hit that subscribe button. See you soon.